Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Don't click off. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I am indeed a Leo, okay? But I'm an August Leo. I like to make the distinction. I'm an August Leo, okay? So give me a chance. Don't leave my channel, okay? Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. This YouTube stuff, you know. Today we are also doing, this is my second video of the day because I said that I was going to do a video about Shane Dawson because I did one about Jenna Marbles. Don't expect that these two people are going to be treated the same on my channel or anywhere else. They are two separate people, two separate entities, and we are not going to assume. For a minute, I wanted to say assume their gender. That is not what that is not what I meant. Okay, we're not going to assume that these two people are the same, but you can assume that I love this shirt. Shout out to one of my biggest supporters from my old channel who bought me this shirt, and I really appreciate it. You know I love anything with avocados. I actually have another one from a supporter, and I will show you that one at another time. I love avocado shirts. I love anything. I don't know, I just love quirky shirts. Anyway, let's get into the Shane Dawson part of this video. So recently, a lot of you have been made aware. Some of you didn't even know that Shane Dawson existed, so I'm gonna go ahead and run down a little bit on Shane Dawson for you, and then you can make your own decisions, just like from the Jenna Marbles video. Please go check that out. But just like that video, I want you to do your own work. I want you to do the math and make your determination about who this person is based on them and their actions, not their words, on their actions, okay? So, a little rundown on Shane Dawson. Shane is like the grandpa of YouTube. He's been on YouTube so long, it just doesn't make any sense. He was very young at the time when he got on YouTube. I didn't actually know about Shane Dawson until he was older, and I started watching his videos. And I think I started with Shane because of his conspiracy videos. I've always been interested in that. In my old channel, I did have like some conspiracy videos, and yeah, I just kind of followed the rabbit hole. So a while back, there were videos that surfaced. I had never seen these videos before, and I assumed that I never saw those videos because he did not have them posted to his channel at the time that I came along. But apparently he had these videos where he played a character called Shanae. Well, we all know that Martin was a popular TV show back in the day, and Shanae was one of the characters. And, you know, she was kind of loud, belligerent, you know, black girl, and that was one of the characters on the show. Now, a lot of people, of course, would have come for Martin. Oh my gosh, you know, that was so terrible for them to say that about black women, but let's just be honest. And I think this is a lot of our problem. We're not honest about things, and we don't just, you know, state things for what they are, okay? Shanae was very popular because, you know, and she wasn't the only black female character. You had Martin's girlfriend, who was, you know, kind of this executive level black female doing well, and then she had a friend, and her friend was very smart, and she also was doing well, and, you know, they worked wherever they worked and whatever. And Shanae was a neighbor, and, you know, she occasionally made visits or, you know, appearances on the show. I always thought it was very funny. I never felt any type of way about it because, I mean, for what? Like, there are people like that in the world. Usually we avoid them, but there are people like that in the world. And some of them, you know, just because somebody acts like it doesn't make them a lovable person. Some of them are just over the top. Some of them, you know, dealing with some issues, but those people do exist. So let's stop, you know, hiding behind the fact that, you know, people like this do not exist. Well, the issue that everybody had was that Shane was the one who did this character, and he also did characters in Blackface, okay? Now, I never actually saw his apology for those videos. I think I may have seen like a clip or something, I don't know, but I never really saw an apology for those videos. I did see a few clips from some of the videos that he did. Okay. I never thought that Shane Dawson was like a racist. Like through the videos that I would see with him, I never got any indication that he was necessarily racist. However, at some point, I did kind of question, you know, the fact that, you know, he didn't know any black people. So it was kind of like, that's something. But then I kind of brushed off because Shane didn't really hang around anybody. Like he was kind of always to himself. He never, you know, there weren't like, you know, guests on his videos when I came along. But apparently he did do videos with other people. I actually ended up seeing a video yesterday that was very disturbing to me. But when I found out about the Shanae videos, the Blackface videos, and this was actual Blackface. And if you watch my Jenna Marbles video, you know that somebody accused her of Blackface, and that was not Blackface, okay? That is not at all what happened. Watch the video, go back and check it out for yourself. As a matter of fact, I think she's taking those videos down, but I saw the videos. Don't take the words of people who did not sit and watch these videos. They saw a clip and they just assumed or whatever. That was not the case. She was wearing fake tan. She always wears fake tan. It's nothing new. Anyway, Shane Dawson actually did blackface. Apparently he made some apologies for these videos. These videos were very, very, very offensive. However, I don't know exactly how to feel, and that's just the truth. They may be unpopular, but I don't know exactly how to feel about those videos, the ones that I saw, because I didn't know if it was supposed to be satire. Like at first I was like, was that supposed to be like, you know, kind of coming for people who do those kinds of things? Like, you know, they always kind of stereotype black women a certain way. But then as I was watching and I kind of watched through whole videos, yeah, it was very offensive. And the reason it was offensive was because you can't tell me that you don't know what blackface is. You can't tell me that. There's no way you can tell me that. You went to history class and so did I. Like we all went. Is as sucky as our education system is, you went to history class. You know the terrible atrocities that have happened to black people, Native American people, indigenous people, Hispanic people. You know about those things happening. Whether it was slavery, whether it was just outright racism, overt racism, micro racism. And let me just say this, there should not be that many, there shouldn't be that many levels of racism. It should just be a done deal, right? Because we're in 2020. But of course it still exists, so whatever. Shane Dawson enlisted the help of a friend. And it was this black girl. I can't remember her name. I'll put her name somewhere if I can find out what it is. I'm not going to guess or venture a guess because I don't want to put the wrong person with this, you know, with this situation. So she kind of green-lighted these videos. She was in a lot of these videos. In one of the videos, he actually referred to her as something like nigger bitch, something, right? Matter of fact, hold on before I'm going to tell you what he said, but hold on. He called her nigger bitch monkey woman. And in the video, she looks like, like, you know, and she okayed these videos, okay? Never were these videos ever okay, but she okayed these videos. Do I think that he had outright, you know, racist ideologies that he was just getting a pass to put out there? Unpopular opinion? I don't know. Because I've seen a lot of Shane's videos. I've seen a lot of the things he's made fun of. But let me tell you I say I don't know. I didn't know at that point, okay? Fast forward to today, I think I know. Yesterday, and understand that I was still a Shane supporter. I was like, well, you know, I've seen some of these videos. I get that sometimes people will do things to kind of show how messed up it is. But where the tide changed for me recently was I came across a video where it was Shane Dawson, and it's called Talking Shit something, and it was him and this white girl and this white guy, and they're sitting at this table, and they have a hat, and it has these strips of paper in it, and they say that they're going to be talking shit about good people. Okay, so I'm like, okay, they're talking shit about good people. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I watched the video because, of course, like I say, I try to do the math before I make an assumption, because I was very confused. I was like, I don't know what to feel about this guy, and I just wasn't sure, right? Well, in this video, let me tell you what happened. So Shane pulls he and the guy and the girl, they're like pulling these names out of this hat. The first name I think was Jesus, right? And so they make these jokes about Jesus. Now, a lot of people, if you're religious, that's blasphemy. You are not going to be on that train, and I can understand that, right? But it was about Jesus. So the first thing that I thought was, well, they know that Jesus was a good person. So, they're just making jokes, right? But when they made the joke, I know how I felt in that moment. And I was like, ooh, you can explain that to God later, okay? I have nothing to do with that. You can explain that to him, later. But I was like, that's between you and God. That has nothing to do with me. And again, at the beginning, they did say it was going to be about good people. But here's the thing. I didn't see them doing that about bad people. So it was kind of weird. Shock value is what they were going for. Well, the next person ended up being Trayvon Martin. And when he pulls the name, he's like, oh, like Shane Dawson, he's like, oh, this is gonna be bad, oh. And the guy in the middle is like, okay, but basically he's like, you have to play the game. And Shane's like, okay, I'm gonna play the game. And he's like, something like, if you had a job, something, if you don't know who Trayvon Martin was a 17-year-old child who was visiting his dad's girlfriend. Like, him and his dad had gone to her house, and he walked to the store, he got him some Skittles and like a drink, and was walking back to her home. And so he's minding his business, and one of the biggest things that you hear about Trayvon Martin was that he was wearing a hoodie. And he was approached by what I assume is a pedophile, George Zimmerman, and he tries to engage with this child, and this child is not like going for it. Like, he basically whooped his ass. And I don't blame him for whooping his ass, because don't nobody play around with pedophiles. Beat their ass anytime you see them. I mean what I say. And he ended up fighting him, and he beat the guy up. And then the guy, of course, this pedophile didn't get what he wanted, so he goes and gets his gun and shoots and kills this child. He ends up getting off for killing a child randomly in the street, all because his pride.